All right, now go.
That was the practice one. Chambers County Commissioner Court come to order. It's Thursday, 10th day of June, 2021 at 11 a.m. It's a special call meeting. And we have one agenda item. I don't have my glasses, my arms long enough. Approve application resolution for Texas Department of Transportation's 2021 Transportation Alternatives Infrastructure Call Projects. Samantha, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Am I on? Okay. So first of all, thanks for having a special called meeting. This just kind of slipped through the cracks for me, but the application's due Monday. So we had to get the resolution done. So I gave you guys a PowerPoint with the world's smallest handwriting writing on it. So if you want a digital copy, I can email it over to you. But basically it's just an overview of the project, which is a proposed sidewalk and pedestrian bridge in the city of Anahuac. This little handout goes over what the TxDOT Transportation Alternatives Program is. I've talked about it several times before, but it's a program designed to increase infrastructure or bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure, specifically in rural communities. One of the nice things about this program is that the city of Anahuac is able to use some transportation credits. So this program or this proposed project, if funded, would be 100% funded. There would be no match. No additional funds needed from the city or the county. So we're managing this project for the city. It's a pass-through grant, and that is for a multitude of reasons. The main one being that we do have the staff and the expertise on federal programs, so we can make sure that everything's done according to local, state, and federal regulations. We make sure that everything's in compliance and that everybody stays good with TxDOT for the long term. So, just so you guys know that the project is a sidewalk and pedestrian bridge replacement. There's a current pedestrian bridge over on North Bay. It's in disrepair. There's some pretty large holes in it that an adult's foot could very easily slip through. We started this project thinking that these would be two separate applications, but after we hired the Goodman Corp and talking to them, we've decided to submit it as a single application that includes both pedestrian bridge and the sidewalk. If you flip to the second page of this little handout, there's a very tiny map of the sidewalk where it's going to be. And basically what it does is it connects the middle school, the high school, and some of the main businesses right there on Millard. There are some existing sidewalks that are kind of in disrepair. There are some places where somebody began the process of installing a sidewalk and never finished it, but this is a very high traffic area, especially that North Bay crossing to the middle school. And so we're going to be able to make sure that our residents, specifically the kiddos that are walking to and from school there, are safe. So all that we're asking you guys to do today is authorize the application resolution, and that just allows us, with your blessing, to submit the application. It doesn't obligate us to anything, doesn't obligate the city to anything. It just gets that application submitted. And then we may or may not receive funding. Something to note is that the city is, like I said, this is a pass-through grant. The city is going to take ownership of this sidewalk once it's completed, and they'll be responsible for mowing it and maintaining it. So we won't have any long-term costs associated with it either.
Is this your cross? See if it crossed the main road.
It does.
And I see in over these chambers where they're students across the road, they have the flashing out lights.
Yes.
So we're gonna include that.
We're not going to include any lights in this one. This particular time, we are going to include some street lights though, to make sure that the pathways are lit for safety, but there's not going to be any flashing lights. And just kind of for the record, we did have an initial project that we considered in Winnie, but the right-of-ways and drainage situations over there are really complicated, as you know. So it would have been a really big beast of a project, and the timeline on this one was too tight, but it's on the list to be considered for the next round of funding. And this funding opportunity is annual, so there's multiple opportunities, and we can participate each time. There's a maximum number of projects that we can submit, 3 each time, but there's no, we can submit 6 projects annually. It happens in the fall and the spring. So
This is, I think this is the same grant that Mount Bellevue got. for the
Yes, sir.
sidewalk project.
yes, sir. Now they don't get the transportation credits though, so they have to pay the 25% match.
For the record, Commissioner Collins is not present.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
So we do get those in Anahuac and Winnie, we get those credits. So anything we do in these two areas would be 100%
So can we
covered.
coordinate with other small cities in the county?
Absolutely. And we can even, we had one project we had considered was south of the interstate on, I'm not from, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was still Eagle Drive.
Extending the sidewalk project from,
Right.
Eagle Drive.
So Corey said extending the sidewalk from Eagle Drive. And that may be south. And that may be something we revisit in the future, just understanding that we would have to pay 25% of that project. But this is Sir.
Maybe see with playing the match for us.
potentially, we can definitely talk to them about it. I mean, it's just a really good program because it's a good way to establish those pedestrian and bikeways. And as the county grows, we're going to see a lot more foot and bike traffic, and it's always good to be ahead of the game on
Yeah,
things
we
like
need
that.
those.
So I know it's a lot of information as always, and I talk
See-
fast.
see the motion for approval.
Yes.
Let's see, monetary value.
The estimated cost is 1.2 million.
I got a motion by Commissioner Gore, second by Commissioner Twice.
It's been a long day, right there.
It's, Austin, it's been a long week.
Mhm.
All right, so any other questions or comments or?
I appreciate the effort. that
Thank you,
puts into
Samantha.
this here, 'cause, I mean,
For sure.
It opened up a lot of avenues with her taking in that position too, for us to get funds. And I know her and she's done great with the playground equipment and multiple other deals. So I
Thank
give
you.
kudos to your staff.
Thank you.
Yes, good job. All right, with that, those in favor, opposed, motion carries. And Marshall boys are playing at 4 o'clock.
We're at.
Playing in Austin.
Round Rock.
Round Rock. You going? Well, you better get out of here.
Well,
Nothing further come for the court. Mark's on the way. Commissioner Twice is on
I
the way.
wasn't gonna
to
let
Round Rock.
Samantha down, all that hard work she's done for us, Judge.
All right.
Samantha, I told her that before the meeting. That's right.
Okay, we're adjourned.
Thanks all.
Thank you, Samantha. Thank you for everything.